So yesterday's video, it pretty much covered if you want to be somewhere in your life, model somebody who's already traveled down that road, whether it be in health, fitness, etc. So today what I'm talking about is around a similar thing, which is if you want to level up in your life, you want to surround yourself with greatness. So now, due to COVID-19, it's not necessarily realistic for you like to go necessarily like find a positive peer group or something like that. It wasn't like that necessarily for me when I first started like down this road of personal development. So a long time ago when I was still attending community college, still that was like 6 months ago, but around 2.5 years ago, I was struggling heavily in school, and just one day I had never ever watched a motivational video before, and literally I just typed it in, like I literally put in motivational video because I was like struggling in the class. I wasn't really doing well in my life. Popped it in. About 7 minutes later, after it finished, I had never experienced such a rush of energy. Just, I can't really describe it to you, but it was like one of the greatest inspirational moments in my life. Just hearing people talk about how you can do more, you can be more. If you, all you have to do is, just really push yourself. It's the first time I heard like just something like that in just such a format. Like it was like the first like real hit of energy that I ever got. From there on, over the course of the year, basically I just kept listening to motivational videos over time, self-discipline, all that. And eventually I found that, a lot of the voices were similar. Like, what I'm saying? Like, of course, you got Eric Thomas, you got Gary Vaynerchuk. You got people whose voices you kept coming up. And I didn't know any of these people. Anyway, the main point here is over time, I began to get better in my life. I started waking up earlier. Like it was hard for me just to like wake up at 5 a.m. Before long, right now, I'm able to wake up at 4 a.m. I started studying more. I started putting in more work. I started changing the way I came into work, changing the way I thought about things, changing what my beliefs were. And honestly, it was unconsciously. It took me all the way up until this point to realize what that really was. See, when you consistently consume content like that, whether it be motivational content, whether it be informational content, wherever the case is, podcast, you cannot help but subconsciously take on the beliefs of those you're consistently listening to. It just doesn't work that way. It's the same way for being around people. You're going to adopt their spending habits. You're going to adopt their fitness habits. You're going to adopt their mindsets, how they see the world. So that's the main point of today's video is, listen, whether it be through audiobooks, whether it be through YouTube channels, whether it be through Spotify, wherever the case, I want to recommend that you find at least one influencer, one person who really inspires you or motivates you any type of way. And take time out to listen to at least one piece of their content each day. You don't necessarily have to, go online like I did and listen to almost every motivational clip within the entirety of YouTube for over a year. No. But if you want to do that, hey, it might work. No, what you want to do is just begin to read audiobooks, begin to just continually surround yourself and feed that into your mind over time. And subconsciously, you're going to start taking on the mindset, the beliefs of those who are performing at a high level. And that's really where you're at, because oftentimes, your friends, your mom, your family, whatever the case, they're going to give you outs. They're not going to be the ones to tell you. They're going to be the ones to tell you, listen, you've pushed yourself enough, you worked hard enough. You might be the hardest worker around, around your circle. Sometimes you need other people who's going to tell you, no, you can grind harder. No, you can do this differently. You can be better in this area. Not to necessarily work yourself to death, but to show you that there's more out there if you continue to work on yourself. Same thing when it comes to mindset, same thing when it comes just to any area of your life. So to me, the key here is surround yourself with greatness every single day. When you wake up, listen to something on YouTube that really motivates and inspires you. Throughout the day, try to listen to a podcast, a video that gives you information on how to better yourself. And before you go to bed at night, I just recommend just listening to something that, whether it be informational or motivational, that just really gets you thinking about, how to be better in your own life. So with that being said, whatever way you choose to do it, just like I said, listen to at least one piece of content of somebody who's growing, of who's working on themselves, who's trying to change the world, and subconsciously, that's going to raise your level of standards. With that being said, thank you guys for listening. Have a blessed day.